In last class we discussed about the nucleophilic substitution reactions, that is SN1 reactions and SN2 reactions. Now today we are going to discussing of examples of nucleophilic substitution reactions. In that, first reaction with NaOH. Reaction with NaOH. When you come to the reaction with NaOH, when RS, that is called as alkyl halide, is react with NaOH, there is a removing of NaX like this. Okay. So what is this NaOH? NaOH is nothing but sodium hydroxide. This sodium hydroxide. When alkyl halide is react with the sodium hydroxide, formation of what? ROH plus NaX. This ROH is called as alcohol. Like that, instead of this R, you can keep it like CH3Cl. CH3Cl is react with aqueous NaOH. Keep your mind, what we are taking this NaOH, it should be aqueous. We don't take this NaOH, it's alcoholic. Okay, there are two types of sodium hydroxide. One is called as aqueous NaOH, another is called as alcoholic NaOH. Alcoholic NaOH work is there in later, we discuss about that. But now we are taking here aqueous NaOH. What is meaning of aqueous NaOH is sodium hydroxide pellets is that sodium hydroxide pellets is dissolved in water. Then it is converted into aqueous NaOH. Okay. Then this aqueous NaOH is reacted with CH3Cl. The CH3Cl is called as methyl chloride. When methyl chloride is reacted with aqueous NaOH, as well what we discussed above. So then is the removing of what NaCl and formation of what, instead of the dot we are getting the CH3OH, we are getting what NaCl. Now this CH3OH is called as methyl alcohol. Okay. So this is about the reaction with NaOH, and the second one is reaction with KOH. This is very important. Here again KOH is an aqueous state, not alcoholic state. Aqueous KOH is nothing but aqueous potassium hydroxide. Okay. When this RS, what we have RS, this RS is reacted with what? NaOH. Sorry, not NaOH, it is called as KOH. Above we discussed the NaOH, now we have to discuss the what? KOH. What is the KOH? Potassium hydroxide. This KOH is remove this X like this in the form of what? KCl. In the form of what? KCl or KX. Okay. KX. Then there is the formation of what? ROH. In the both cases, either aqueous NaOH cases or aqueous KOH cases, in both cases, the obtaining product is called as alcohol only. Okay. So this is one example of what? Nucleophilic substitution reactions. You may get one doubt here. How nucleophilic substitution takes place here? See, Na plus and OH minus. Okay, when excess of electrons is there on OH, that's why it is called as nucleophile. When excess of electrons is there on OH, it is called as nucleophile. This nucleophile is go on attacking on CH3, is a removing of this Cl. Okay, so now this is a nucleophilic substitution reaction. Why? Because nucleophile is attacking here. Which is a nucleophile here? OH minus is our nucleophile. That's why it is called as best example of nucleophilic substitution reactions. Okay. The second one is called as. The second one of nucleophilic substitution reactions is called as when RS is reacted with. Second one is reaction with water. Reaction with water. This is called as hydrolysis reaction. This is called as hydrolysis reaction. There is a name for this. It is called as hydrolysis reaction. So when reaction with the water, when RS is called as RS can react with water. As well, same way we are getting alcohol. That is called as ROH plus HS. So you may get it out here how we are getting alcohol from water. If you see the from water is happening like this. Water having a best nucleophile. How can you say water is best nucleophile? This is having one pair of electrons. There is a lone pair of electrons in water. Okay, that lone pair of electrons will give electrons to this R, and this X will be removed. After getting this, we are getting what? R. R is attached with whom? Water. and there is a x is not yet removed, okay, is removed actually, then on oxygen is getting a positive charge, then this hydrogen give electrons to that, then finally we are getting what? ROH. So this is where we are getting. Once again repeating, this water having best nucleophile. Why? Because there is excess of electrons on oxygen. Okay, these electrons are go on attacking here, the X is removed. When the electrons are attacking here, these electrons are giving to this R, then automatically oxygen getting the positive charge. When oxygen getting the positive charge, it want to remove. The positive charge should be nullified. How the positive charge is nullified is this hydrogen is give electrons to that oxygen. Then we are getting the what ROH. Then we are getting H plus. This H plus and what the X minus. Okay, this both are combined. We are getting HS. Okay, so that is a very important thing. Reaction with the water. So either alkyl halide is react with water, we are getting alcohol is our major product. Okay, this reaction is called as hydrolysis. Now the third one is very important, is reaction with ammonia. Reaction with ammonia. Ammonia formula is NH3. Okay, when RX is react with ammonia. So again I want to tell you this, non-nitrogen, I think first year chemical bonding you already know. In ammonia, on nitrogen, there is a presence of lone pair of electrons, isn't it, ma'am? So that lone pair of electrons is give electrons to this electron deficient R, then X is removed. Then finally we are getting, okay, this X, and in ammonia there is a 3 hydrogens are present. In that one hydrogen and this X is combined, we are getting HX is a product. Are you getting? In this one hydrogen, in this X, both are removed, we are getting HX is a product. Okay. Now this R is bonded with this nitrogen, then we are getting R NH. This name is called as primary amine. This name is called as primary amine. Instead of that R, if you give the word CH3, CH3X can react with ammonia, that is called as NH3. Can react with ammonia, that is called as NH3. Then we are getting the word CH3 NH2, that is called as methyl amine. Methyl amine plus HS. This also methyl amine is a primary amine. Suppose instead of ammonia, if I take RX, I take the primary amine now, like RNH2. Okay, if I take the primary amine, that is RNH2, again on nitrogen there is a presence of one lone pair of electrons. That lone pair of electrons are giving electrons to this R, this X is removed. This is called as again nucleophilic substitution reactions, and this X and what hydrogen is present here. Like this only, what electrons are present on nitrogen is giving this R, this X, and one of the hydrogen from NH3 is removed like HX. If among 3 hydrogens, 1 hydrogen is removed, means there is a remaining what? 2 hydrogens. Like that only, but instead of ammonia here I am taking the primary amine. This alkyl halide is reacting with the primary amine. This lone pair of electrons are attacking here in the form of what? Nucleophilic substitution reactions, and this X and this hydrogen is removed. This X and this hydrogen is removed in the form of what? HX. In the form of what? HX. Then we are getting what? NHR. The name is called as secondary amine. Secondary amine. In the third case, you take again RX. You can take again RX and you take the secondary amine, that is called as RNHR. Okay, now these lone pair of electrons are come on attacking and this X is removed. Okay, then this X and this hydrogen is combined, then we are getting RNRR. What is the name of this? It's called as tertiary amine. Tertiary amine means one alkyl halide is react with ammonia, we are getting primary amine. This primary amine again react with another alkyl halide, we are getting secondary amine. This secondary amine again react with another alkyl halide, we are getting tertiary amine. Means ammonia can react with one alkyl halide, we are getting primary amine. The same ammonia we can react with what? 2 alkyl halide, secondary amine. 3 3 alkyl halide, tertiary amine. So that is a way of discussing here. Suppose primary amine react with alkyl halide, we are getting secondary amine. Secondary amine react with another alkyl halide, tertiary amine. Suppose again here continuation is there. This tertiary amine is react with another alkyl halide, we are getting quaternary amine. This process is called as ammonolysis. Okay, so ammonia can react with what? 1 mole of alkyl halide, we are getting primary amine. The primary amine react with another alkyl halide, we are getting secondary amine. This secondary amine is react with another alkyl halide, we are getting tertiary amine. This tertiary amine is react with another alkyl halide, we are getting quaternary amine. This is a entire process is called as ammonolysis. Okay. Now the next one is called as when if you take the what alkyl halide is react with what KNO2 and KCN and AZCN. When you come to the KCN, when you see RX alkyl halide is react with what? KCN. What is meaning of KCN? KCN is nothing but what? Potassium cyanide. That is very important. KCN. How alkyl halide is react with what? KCN. That is very important. How alkyl halide is react with what? KCN. And another molecule also is that is called as AZCN. It's also called as AZCN. AZCN is called as silver cyanide. KCN is called as potassium cyanide. When you come to the RX, that is called as RX. What is meaning of RX? RX is called as alkyl halide. Alkyl halide is react with what? KCN. It can react with what? KCN. This is a removing of what? K and X. K and X. We are getting R, C, triple bond N plus KX. That is very important. This name is called as, this R is called as alkyl. This here is called as cyanide. This here is called as cyanide. That's why this name is called as alkyl cyanide. Alkyl cyanide. Actually, this is a common name. Alkyl cyanide is a common name. Okay, we having IUPAC name for this. What is IUPAC name? IUPAC name is alkane nitride. Alkane nitride. There are two names for RC triple bond N. R is nothing but alkyl. C is nothing but cyanide. Alkyl, if you are getting, that is called as common name. Alkane nitride. It is a IUPAC name. Okay. So for example, if you take like CH3X, CH3Cl. CH3Cl is react with what? KCl. KCl. Yeah, as well there is a removing of what? KCl. Is a removing of what? KCl. Then there is a formation of what? CH3C triple bond N. Can you tell me the name of this? What is the name of this? This is called as CH3, isn't it? CH3 is called as methyl. Cn is nothing but what? Cyanide. That's why the name we are getting methyl cyanide. Methyl cyanide. But it is a common name. Again I am telling you it is a common name. When you come to the IUPAC name, we have to start the numbering from here 1 and 2. How many carbon atoms is there here? 2 carbon atoms is there. 2 carbon atoms is there means we are calling as an ethane. Then what is the IUPAC name of this one? Ethane nitride. So this is a way of identify the what products. When alkyl halide is react with KCl, there is a formation of what? Alkyl cyanide is a common name. IUPAC name is a what? Alkane nitride. When methyl chloride is react with what? KCl, there is a formation of what? Methyl cyanide or ethane nitride. Okay. So the same way, if you take any other examples like instead of methyl chloride, you can take the ethyl chloride. Instead of methyl chloride, you can take the ethyl chloride. If you take the ethyl chloride, you may get ethyl cyanide or propane nitride. You are getting ethyl cyanide, but you are getting propane nitride. Try yourself, you may get or whatever products you will get now. Are you understand now? when alkyl halide is react with KCl, is a formation of what? Alkyl cyanide is a major product. But the same way, this alkyl halide is react with AgCN. This is a previous year question, last year question, AgCN. When RX is react with what? AgCN, then there is a getting of what? Rn triple bond C. Rn triple bond C. We are not getting RC triple bond N. The small difference is that I will tell you. And this is removing of what? AgX. The AgX is removed like this. The difference between the RC triple bond in KCN case and here Rn triple bond C in AgCN cases, this is called as alkyl isocyanide. Alkyl isocyanide. Okay. Here we are getting alkyl isocyanide. There is no IUPAC name for this. This is the only common name, alkyl isocyanide. Common name is there. There is no IUPAC name. When alkyl halide is react with AgCN, there is a formation of what? Alkyl isocyanide. But alkyl halide is react with KCN, there is a formation of alkyl cyanides. The small difference is there. Alkyl cyanides, alkyl isocyanides. I think you may get one doubt here. Why we are getting with KCN, with KCl, we are getting alkyl cyanide, but in AgCN, we are getting alkyl isocyanide. But in AgCN we are getting alkyl isocyanide. Why we are getting like this? The major I am going to explain now. Are you understand what is the question here? When alkyl halide is react with KCN, there is a formation of alkyl cyanides. But when alkyl halide is react with AgCN, there is a formation of what? Alkyl isocyanides. Why? What is the reason? Okay, the reason I clearly going to explain now. The reason is, see KCN, when you come to the KCN, the bond between the K and the C is completely ionic. But when you come to the AgCN, the bond between the Ag and C, the bond between the Ag and C is a covalent. Means this bond is not possible to break. It's not possible to break. But this bond you can easily break, and we get the K plus sign, Cn, C triple bond N. There is a negative charge, there is a positive. But this bond we can't break. Why? Because this is a perfect covalent bond, not possible to break. Okay? Then, if you come here in this case, there is both nitrogen having electrons and this carbon having electrons in the form of what? Negative charge. Both can easily donate the electrons to Rx. Either carbon can easily donate the electrons to R, or even nitrogen also can easily donate the electrons to R. But among that, carbon only donate the electrons to R and make the bond between the R, C triple bond, and make the bond between the carbon and R. Why? Because R is nothing but carbon. Alkyl. Due to the alkyl, it is a carbon. Due to the R is a carbon, this is also carbon. The carbon-carbon bond is very strong. Carbon-carbon bond is strong. That's why instead of, suppose if nitrogen is donate the electrons, we are getting Rn triple bond C. But the carbon-nitrogen bond is not as strong. It is weak. That's why both nitrogen and carbon is ready to donate the electrons. Carbon only donate the electrons to R. Because there is a formation of what we have carbon-carbon bond, that is very strong. But suppose nitrogen donate the electrons, there is a bond formation between the nitrogen and the carbon is not much stronger than carbon-carbon bond. That is the reason. That's why we are getting alkyl cyanides. When you come to the AgCN case, this bond is not possible to break. When this bond is not possible to break, carbon is not possible to get the negative charge here. If carbon is not possible to get the negative charge, then it's only one pair of electrons is there on nitrogen. Then we have alkyl halide here. This nitrogen donates the electrons to this R, and this can be removed, and we are getting what? Rn triple bond C. I hope you understand. Okay, see here AZ, the bond between the AZ and C in AZCN, the bond between the AZ and C is perfectly covalent. It is not possible to break. When if it is not possible to break, then nitrogen is ready to donate the electrons to whom? Alkyl halide. If nitrogen is ready to donate the electrons to alkyl halide, then there is a bond formation between the R and N. When this bond formation between the R and N, then we are getting RN triple bond C, that is called as alkyl isocyanates. Why here carbon is not able to make the bond between R? Why? Because the bond between the AZ and the C is not possible to break because it is a covalent. If it is not possible to break, we are not getting any lone pair of electrons. If it is not getting any lone pair of electrons, then that lone pair of electrons is not possible to donate this R. Are you following? But who is ready to having donate the electrons to R? Nitrogen is having excess of electrons to donate the R. Then this nitrogen is give the electrons and make the bond between R and then the formation of what? Which cyanates? Isocyanates. This is a very important concept. Why alkyl halide is react with what? KCl, there is a formation of what? Alkyl cyanates. When it comes to the AgCl, alkyl isocyanates. That concept keep your mind. And the next one is called the reaction with KNO2 and AZNO2. When react with KNO2, formation of what? Alkyl nitride. KNO2. When RX is react with what? KNO2, formation of what? RONO plus KX. Is the removing of what? KX like this. RONO. This is called as alkyl nitrite. Alkyl nitrite. But so the same RX is react with what? AZNO2. The same RX is react with AZNO2. There is a removing of what? AZX. Then there is a formation of what? RNO2 plus AZX. This is called as nitroalkane. The small difference. Try to understand. Okay. So when RX is react with what? KNO2, formation of what? Alkyl nitride. The same RS can react with AZNO2, formation of what? Nitroalkane. Here the bond between the R and O, here the bond between R and En. Nitroalkane, alkyl nitride. These are the most important nucleophilic substitution reactions. And some more also is there when RX is reacted with lithium aluminum hydride. And the same way when RX is reacted with NaOH. So Na plus and O minus lithium aluminum hydride. When from lithium aluminum hydride we are getting H minus. When this H minus is come on attacking here, this X is removed. Then we are getting RH. We are getting which one? Hydrocarbon. RH is nothing but hydrocarbon. This is also very important nucleophilic substitution reactions. Suppose when RX is reacted with what? NaOR, this NaX is removed, then we are getting ROR. What we are getting? And NaX. We are getting ether. ROR is nothing but ether. So this is the so many nucleophilic substitution reactions. When RX is reacted with the lithium aluminum hydride, we are getting hydrocarbon is a product. When RX is reacted with the sodium alkoxide, we are getting ether is a product. Okay. Here what is the nucleophile? Here nucleophile is called as RO minus. This RO minus is common attack here. This X is go like this. This is some other nucleophilic substitution reactions. I hope you understand. Now we are going best example of another type of reaction that is called as elimination reactions. Okay, elimination reactions. What is the elimination reactions? Elimination reactions. The elimination is nothing but there is a complete removing of two group of atoms from one molecule. Complete removing of group of atoms from molecule. There is no any other molecule is coming here. Okay. So if you take one of the reagent, that reagent is helpful to removing the group of atoms from one molecule. Then we are getting the multiple bonds in product side. Suppose for example, if I take a what? CH2 CH2H and here CH2X. This is called alkyl halide. Okay, this is simply I can call as we can write CH3 CH2X. By expanded form only I am writing like this. Okay, CH3 CH2X. This is what. Okay, expanded form only. Just for writing for just for understanding purpose. Then this is react with alcoholic KOH. I said no only. It is alcoholic. Not aqueous, it is should be alcoholic. What is the meaning of alcoholic? KOH pellets or NaOH pellets. KOH pellets or NaOH pellets you can dissolve into alcohol, that is called as alcoholic KOH. This alcoholic KOH is K plus and OH minus. K plus and OH minus. See, this K plus is this OH minus is going to take this hydrogen. And these electrons are giving like this. This hydrogen is going like this. Following along, or very clearly, if you want to go, this OH minus is take this H plus. If this is coming in the form of what H plus. Why? Now I am telling this OH minus is required this hydrogen. This hydrogen is give electrons to this CH2 and coming in the form of what? H plus. This H plus and this OH minus is combined. This H plus and this OH minus is combined, remove in the form of water. Okay, then there is a what negative electrons. Why? Because this hydrogen, what we have hydrogen, this hydrogen is coming in the form of what? H plus. When hydrogen is coming in the form of what? H plus, we are getting the negative charge here. When if you get the negative charge here, these electrons are giving here, this X is removed. When this X and this K is combined, then we are getting the what? Kx. And this OH minus and this H plus is combined, we are getting what? H2O. Then what is remaining here? When these electrons are coming here, we are getting CH2 double bond CH2. What happening here? Due to the KOH, this hydrogen is removed from here and X is removed from here. When hydrogen is removed and X is removed due to the adding of alcoholic KOH, and we are getting the which one? Multiple bonds. Okay? If this is called as alkene, this we are calling as an alkene. This type of reactions we can call as a elimination reaction. The elimination reaction is nothing but for any alkyl halide, you can add some amount of alcoholic KOH. We are getting some multiple bonds like alkenes we are getting and some case of alkynes we are getting. This type of reactions we are calling as a elimination reactions. Here the KOH is helpful to removing of both hydrogen and X. This KOH is helpful to removing of this HX. What is meaning of H and X? Who is helping for removing of this H and X? Alkylic KOH is useful. That's why this alkylic KOH, this H is called as hydrogen. Okay, and this is X is nothing but what? Halide. Okay, only H is there in the form of what? H plus, that we can call as a hydro. X is there in the form of what? X minus is called as a halide. This both are removing. Removing I can call as dehydro. That's why dehydrohalogenating. This process is called as dehydrohalogenation. What is meaning of dehydrohalogenation? D is nothing but what? Removal. Okay. What is removing here? Both H is removing and X is removing. That's why it is called as dehydrohalogenation. Who is helpful for this dehydrohalogenation? Who is helpful for this dehydrohalogenation? Alkylic KOH is very helpful for this dehydrohalogenation. That's why this alkylic KOH is called as dehydrohalogenating agent. Who is the dehydrohalogenating agent? Dehydrohalogenating agent is alcoholic KOH. Alcoholic KOH is the best dehydrohalogenating agent when compared to what? If we come to the alkylic KOH is the best dehydrohalogenating agent. Why I can call alkylic is the best dehydrohalogenating agent? This alkylic KOH is helpful to removing of both hydrogen and also halogen. That's why it is called as dehydrohalogenating agent. This is the best example of this is a way of process going of elimination reactions. There is elimination reaction. So many examples is coming like like it is called as Sage of elimination, Hoffman elimination, and normal elimination. So what is meaning of Sage of elimination? What is meaning of Sage of elimination? When you come to the Sage of elimination, Stage of elimination. Stage of elimination is nothing but stage of elimination is nothing. Suppose when you come to the word CH3, CH2, CH2, X and CH2 and CH3. This is the type of product is there. Now here for this we are adding some alkali KOH. Because for this we are adding some alkali KOH. That is called as alpha position, this is called as beta position, and this is called as beta position. Now in this beta dash position, okay. Now this is a function group. Function group adjacent position is called as alpha position, and function group side positions is called as beta position, and this is a beta dash position. What is the name of this? This is called as 2 halo 1 2 3 4 2 halo butane. 2 halo butane. Okay, so in such cases, here we can remove the X's here, but we have there is a hydrogen from in this beta position also. There is a hydrogen from in this beta dash position also. Among either this hydrogen we can possible to remove, or this hydrogen we can possible to remove, is explained by stage of elimination. So in this case, there is a two products are coming here. How the two products are coming here? So suppose if we remove the hydrogen from this beta position, this hydrogen, this X is removed, we are getting CH2 double bond, CH, single bond, CH2, CH. If you remove from this position. Suppose if you remove from this position, we are getting CH3, CH, double bond, CH and CH3. Okay. So if you remove this from beta dash position, I am writing here. If you remove from beta dash position, you are getting this is a product. If you remove from beta position, you are getting this product. This name is called as 1-butene or but-1-ene. This name is called as but-2-ene. But-2-ene. Okay, which is a major product here. No doubt, major product is but-2-ene. Why major product is the but-2-ene and it's a minor product but-1-ene or butane. Butene is a minor product. But-2-ene is a major product. The reason is more substituted alkane is more stable. What is the meaning of more substituted alkane is? This carbon-carbon double bond is there. This side one CH3 group is there. This side one CH3 group is there. It means that is having more substituted. But when you come to the this is a carbon-carbon double bond. This side only one substitution is there. This side there is no any substitution. If there is no any substitution, this is less substituted alkane, but this is a more substituted alkane. According to the stage of more substituted alkane is a major product according to stage of elimination. So thank you so much. In the next class we are discussing about the other topics.